Let's begin the hour with the very latest coming from Midrand Cooperative Governance Minister Velenkosini Hlabisa, now on the podium for that local government white paper review. Let's listen in.
Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, Councillor Morero, greetings to our Auditor General, Tsakani Maluleke, our senior managers in the public sector, the various representatives from political parties, all colleagues, the advisors who are present, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We firstly want to apologize in terms of time. We couldn't start on time as we were waiting for other colleagues who had not yet arrived, as we have some few seats at the back. From the onset, I want to start by thanking the leaders of our society for honoring this invitation for an open, deep, and honest discussion on the state of our municipalities. It is an honor to welcome you all to this dialogue on the review of the white paper on local government. The purpose of this gathering today is not to make firm decisions today, but to give you, as representatives of political parties across our local government structures, an opportunity to engage in the review of the local government system and share your insights and perspectives. As we embark on this critical process, we recognize the crucial role that political parties play in shaping the future of our local government system. All the 257 municipalities in South Africa are governed by political parties either through majority or coalition governments. We therefore recognize the central role played by political parties, and that is why we value the input and participation of political parties, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts on how we can improve the white paper on local government. Local government is where policies become services, promises become infrastructure, and governance become tangible. Local government is at the coalface of service delivery and the closest to the people. It is the sphere that must be strengthened in terms of human resource, capacitated in terms of capabilities, and be made financially resourced so as to focus on maximum service delivery. Colleagues, as leaders of political parties, we know better the state of the most of our municipalities, which leaves much to be desired. We also know that the public holds the opinion that the majority of municipalities are not doing well. It is true that there are municipalities that are doing well, even if it may not be said excellent. Unfortunately, these few well-performing municipalities are overshadowed by the majority that is not doing well. Year after year, the audit outcomes show that few municipalities get a clean bill. There is a heavy reliance on consultants when it comes to the compilation of the annual financial statements, yet many municipalities end up with bad results on audit outcome to an extent of disclaimers and adverse outcomes. A number of municipalities constantly fail to spend MIC and other grants allocation. Some of our municipalities are not viable as they have no revenue base for collection. As a result, they are classified as distressed, and some of them are literally bankrupt. Sometimes they are unable to pay salaries or the third parties for pensions and medical aids. Challenges facing our municipalities are historical. Some are structural and some are systematic. The geographical locations and the funding model are at the heart of the challenges in most of our municipalities. That is why our engagement throughout the process of review, one size fits all, will not be a solution. A differentiated approach will have to be adopted when we explore the best way of making our municipalities to be functional and fit for purpose. We need to adopt a style where our municipalities will be run like businesses. But to do so, we need to make bold and new approach on structuring, funding, and remuneration of councillors. Because if our councillors are paid peanuts, they will spend most of their time on other jobs and only pay lip service as councillors. The issue of the remuneration of councillors should be a matter that must be engaged. Again, the issue of the MMs and Section 56 employees, if you want to attract them to deep rural municipalities, there should be a discussion that in order to attract competent engineers, competent accountants, and competent MMs from big cities to deep rural municipalities, the remuneration must compensate those people so that they can be eager to go and serve our rural municipalities. When we review the white paper, these are the few issues which we must engage honestly and come up with recommendations. The role of the traditional and quiescent leaders in the local government space must be a subject that we must engage to ensure that there is a maximum participation and contribution of the traditional and quiescent leaders to advance democracy and service delivery in our country. COGTA officially launched the review of the white paper on local government under the theme, Every Municipality Must Work, a call to collective action, and this was done in the month of April. The event was attended by more than 300 delegates representing the cabinet, the parliament, political parties, provincial executive, National House of Traditional and Khoisan Leaders, provincial houses of traditional leaders, metropolitan municipalities, district municipalities, local government sphere, state institutions and public entities, the organized business, organized labor, civil society, research organizations, and media. This was an all-inclusive launch to engage all our structures in the process. The launch marked the beginning of an inclusive and participatory policy reform process designed for a modern and a well-fit-for-purpose local government system. We decided today to take a further step to directly call political parties, because when we did a launch, we didn't allow you an opportunity to make your contributions, to inform the process. This dialogue, therefore, is an important opportunity for all of us with political parties to come together and share our perspectives on the future of local government. We look forward to hearing your thoughts and ideas and to working together to build a better future for all South Africans. As I conclude, I would like to emphasize that your participation and contributions are crucial to the success of the review of the white paper. The questions that we must engage is why the situation is like this in our municipalities. To fix our municipalities, what needs to be done, when, and by whom, in order to have municipalities that are fit for purpose. Beyond today, all political parties and other stakeholders have up to the closing date of 30 June 2025, which is Monday next week, to make substantive submissions. As we review the white paper on local government and reimagine the next 30 years on the local government space, we must be bold for the steps and direction to take. The experiences, lessons, and observations of 27 years must be a good background upon which to build as we review the white paper and fix the gaps and make our local government system work. Building the local government is a make or break. The responsibility is with us to make right choices and correct decisions. Thank you very much, Program Director.
All right, so you've just heard there from Velenkosini Hlabisa, the Cooperative Governance Minister, really kick-starting the process of this local government white paper during this event in Midrand. And the idea really here is to come up with ideas of improving governance at a local or municipal level in order, of course, to make sure that service delivery ultimately is way better than it is across the 257 municipalities in the country, which Hlabisa himself, by the way, admits leave a lot to be desired. Operations there leaves a lot to be desired. I found it interesting that he's focused on how much councillors are being paid, suggesting that if in fact this were to be improved, perhaps councillors would spend less time paying lip service and would actually see to their jobs, especially when you consider just how much money is left unspent at a local government level, including grants that could go a long way in supporting especially indigent communities or indigent households. He's also emphasized, the minister, the importance of engaging traditional and Khoisan leaders in order to get their input, of course, to make sure that the inner workings of local government, which is really the core face of service delivery, is a whole lot more efficient than it currently is now. We are anticipating that we'll hear from the Auditor General, Takane Maluleke, who's also part of the people who are present inside that room, but will also engage the South African Local Government Association, SALGA, in just a moment to get their take on this process that's currently underway.